Yeah, you know, this is for my YouTube channel. And I tell everybody about you. And I told them that you drink beer for breakfast, so see what this nigga got right here. So this is what I brought him. A bunch of water. But now, you know, this conversation me and you always have on the phone. You know the word about people don't have their daddy and kids is reckless because all this dumb shit.
Yeah.
And I know I am who I am because I was raised with a daddy. So it's just cool to like Sonny ain't here no more, Mama ain't here no more, your mama ain't here no more. And we never had the idea to like record conversations and document them.
Right.
And give people their flowers while they were still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I know I am who I am because I was raised and shit. Like I said, that you had said never ride 4 deep in a car, and a lot of people didn't understand that.
Why would you do that? They ain't doing nothing but bringing attention to your ass.
Yeah. And I said that you told me that a nigga would shoot me before a cop will.
Mm-hmm.
And every night in this area, my whole childhood, I don't know about yours, that it was a nigga killing another nigga. But the minute a cop do something, the whole world go crazy.
Boo. Boo. Between 56 and 57 in Prospect, it's 4 motherfuckers dead right now.
Damn. And they got nothing to do with
They got it all closed down and everything.
Yeah. They just create such a false reality of what it's like to grow up in the inner city and what our real threats are around us. And these fake ass politicians.
But when you grow up around here, you got to know what the fuck to do.
Yeah. And like none of my friends had their daddy, so they all fell. Remember Booby them across the street? Like Leroy, remember Leroy shot at our house and shot Nate on our porch because they didn't know what they was doing. So they had the whole Booby them had a gang, and then they was beefing with the people who lived on like 35th and Wayne, and I knew them because they went to Paseo with me as well. So to see how all these gangs formed around here, they were just little pussies. None of them niggas was gangsters for real. They didn't have no daddies. Their mama was at work or running around with a bunch of different men, and they all hung out with each other and made each other feel tougher than what they really was. And that's why a lot of them are dead. I always talk about it, man. I know probably about 50 people that have been murdered, and another 50 that's probably in jail right now, and ain't none of them like was tough or super gangster or hardcore. Even Nate, the guy shot on our porch, he wasn't no overly gangster motherfucker. He just sold drugs. I don't know why. I'm sure he didn't know his daddy. You know, even when we lived on Virginia, and it was them boys Lester and Sylvester and Craig and all them, they all ended up getting killed. They didn't have no daddy, and their mama was a stripper.
Yep.
So if you think of most of the kids, they do the worst shit, it's because they got shitty parents. For real. And I didn't even I grew up with the greatest parents, but I still had structure, you know? You wrecked my car, but you know what I mean? We still was able to evolve past it. In the media, they always show like the angry side of I hate my parents abandoned me. They never show like the forgiveness, like the love or the acceptance. The people just people, and until somebody breaks that cycle of being mad and shit, you're gonna keep projecting it on your kids.
And you know what? And me and you broke that cycle a long time ago.
Yeah. Sure. And that's why I try to I tell people to forget their parents because they only do the best they can with the knowledge they have. Like we talk about it a lot, like knowing what you know now, you hella would have played basketball outside with me more. You hella would have been more involved in my life, but you had your own issues that you was dealing with.
Yeah.
And I've just learned to put my issues to side, to put my kids. They the most important thing to me. My issues, my problems, that ain't what's important. It's making sure I raise strong, healthy kids that don't fall victim to this world.
Yeah. And that was my main point. I didn't want you to fall victim to this world.
I feel like I hear about racism now more than I ever did in our whole childhood. We didn't talk about that in our house. You just told me to get up and work hard and I can have whatever I wanted.
Your ass got up and worked hard and you got wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and now these motherfuckers saying the white man this and the white man that.
The white man ain't got shit to do with it.
Man.
Motherfucker, if you want something, get your ass up and work for it, alright?
But it pays to complain. That's the thing about it. It pays to be a victim and act like you can't do something on your own. Like even though, like if you look at the biggest rappers that influence the world. They young kids who never had proper guidance. And you got the blind leading the blind on a crazy, crazy path.
You got the crazy leading the crazy.
Yeah. Hey, this shit is all upside down now. We're telling boys they can be girls and
Boy,
I couldn't imagine going to school right now with this
let's
shit.
not go there, boo, because that shit real crazy.
Yeah. And the thing, once again, is nobody tries to protect their kids from it or talk to their children about it. Or, like you always told us, don't listen to nobody outside the house because they don't pay none of our bills.
Look out.
So I tell my kids that don't listen to nobody on TV, don't listen to nobody on social media, on the internet, because they ain't providing for you, they ain't doing nothing for you.
Don't fuck around and corrupt their mind.
That's it. Because I tell you all the time, you know, the rappers is why I'm covered in tattoos. You ain't covered in tattoos. Papa Sonny not, Grandpa Cade not, E-Lord not. It ain't nobody in our family covered in tattoos but me. Nobody in our family had.
And I was the first tattoo you ever got, I paid for.
Yeah, and I was the only other person that had, you know, cars with rims and speakers and paint jobs was Johnny. He got murdered. But he the reason I did it. When he pulled up to our house and he had that orange and green, what was that? What color was that?
That was orange.
It was
Orange and yellow.
Yeah. Was it a Chevy? It was a station. What?
It was a station wagon, but it was a Chevy.
Yeah. You know, when I seen that for the first time, I said, "Oh, y'all want some shit like that."
Mm-hmm.
But even now, I don't want to drive a car like that because it draws too much attention.
Thank you.
That money got way too much attention on me. That Charger had way too much attention. I was a target.
Yeah. Come on, boy, gonna think you got some money.
Yeah. It was when I was riding down Prospect, it was a dude named Dierre that I went to school with. And he said, "Johnny boy, I didn't know that was your car, nigga. I thought about robbing you." And I said, "What?" He said, "Well, I wouldn't rob you because I know you, but that was his mindset. Because you drive that nice car, oh, we gonna hit a lick on that nigga."
Yeah, it would have been a lick there. He would have regretted for the rest of his motherfucking life.
Yeah.
And
And that's why I say, man, just not having, like, I never thought about robbing nobody because I watched my daddy go to work every day. Like, it's just so many small things that really make a difference in a kid's mind that the world overlooks. And my children watching me get up early right now, like, I know that's going to pay long-term dividends for them. You know, them watching me lift weights.
Because your daddy, you watch your daddy, and it didn't already pay a long dividend.
I tell them, you know, when I got up every morning, my daddy was already up, either sitting on the porch smoking a cigarette or already at work. So now my kids see me, you know, already up at work, or, you know, they come in the basement and lift weights with me. We get up, we go play 21 early in the morning. I really understand, you know, I gotta guide their ship until they can take it on their own.
Yeah.
And there's so many small things that I didn't realize about you that was gonna affect me. That they're positive. Not, like I tell a lot of people, you gotta eat the meat and spit out the bones. You know, you gotta keep what's good for you and let go of the bad shit. And nobody's perfect. But having a daddy is a hell of a lot better than growing up without one trying to figure out how to be a man in this world. That's why most of these men are so damn emotional. That's why they ain't got good relationships with their kids, because they don't even realize how important their relationship is with their kids. They worry about that woman. And for me to have 2 baby mamas and raise all my kids, nigga, I'm 2-0. Ain't never had to go to court. I understood the value of being a great person to your children and making them feel loved. And if I don't grow up with you and mama, like I tell people, man, how much as mama put a bunch of bills in my name when we was young, as much as you wrecked my car, lights off and shit, we still had love in our house. We still like all loved each other and valued each other, and that's something that's different, because most people, they sell you out for some fucking money in a second. And as much as our life was crazy, I remember getting in my car, driving down looking for you when you was getting out of jail. You know, riding around, pick you up and shit. Happy as a motherfucker you was getting out.
Yeah.
Remember them times when like that paddy wagon came and you had to hide inside the house and they just put me in handcuffs. But it was just like things that you look back now and we can laugh on. It made us closer, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they still got anger towards their family or they got resentment because they never got over them hardships. And I talk about little shit like you showing me how to use that extension cord to hook the lights up. Cutting the cable on illegally, but also like cutting the grass, nigga, like, you know, cutting the gas on, side the house illegally type shit. You know what I'm saying?
You remember all that shit, don't you?
Yeah, because it was our way of life. You know, but even simple stuff, changing tires, you know, changing the oil on the car. It was all just extremely valuable for me to learn how to do. Because nigga, ain't nobody else in this world gonna teach me how to do it. Just like ain't nobody gonna teach my son.
But I'm saying, you remember all that shit.
Yeah. No, that's the one thing I really take mind of is how much I remember from my perspective that you probably don't remember from your perspective. And I really get to my kids are watching me, everything I do. You know?
Believe me, I know what I did from my perspective. All right. And see, why you think you like you are?
Cause like you know, like when I talk about a lot, like how you and Mama had, you know, real bad violence. But no matter how angry you was or how enraged you was, like you would sit down and you would talk to me. Like in the middle of the night when I saw you in the back of paddy wagons and handcuffs and all that shit, even when you was like the dummy pissed red hot, we always could like lock eyes and be able to have some type of like sync and connection. And I know that did a lot for me, as far as not.
It did a lot for me.
Cause I never picked sides between you and Mama. I think that's what kept me so even keel, is that no matter what was going on, I still love both my parents. You know, and most kids, they take their mama side or their daddy side. And even though my boys are with me, I tell them, you gotta love your mama, you gotta respect your mama. She's just a person. Versus they'll play that game and say, your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that. I don't ever want my kids to hear anything negative come out of my mouth about their mama, about her side of the family, because that don't do no good for me. I don't do no good for them.
It's just gonna cause another motherfucking problem.
Yeah, and our world feeds off problems, man. They want you angry, sad, depressed, crying about something, shit, not taking care of yourself, not eating healthy. Even conversations like this, it ain't a lot of, you know, children to grow up and really like appreciate for the way their parents raised them. You know, regardless if it was good or bad. Nigga, we wasn't millionaires, we didn't have no mansion. But it was a lot better than what the kids who don't know their fathers. I guess motherfuckers who grew up with a lot, like, you know, our cousins that grew up in Shawnee, they still lost in the world because they ain't got no guidance. Uncle Tony died at a young age, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Versus even when we was, you know, staying in that homeless shelter with Mama, we still would come meet up with you. You know, it was just a lot. Like, I can't, my whole life, I'm 34 years old. That's why I say I'm blessed, because 34 years I done had my daddy my whole life. It's white boys that ain't had that. It's millionaires that ain't had that. It's so many people in the world that can say they had all the material things, but they never had their daddy. And I can say, I think I had my daddy my whole life. And that's something that matters to me. Like, I remember in 7th grade, when we went to Six Flags, and we got back at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you was at the school to walk home with me. And at that time, as a kid, I was mad because we didn't have a car. You know, we had to walk home. But as an adult, it's like, this motherfucker got up at 2 o'clock in the morning to walk up here just so I can get home. Like, that's love, you know? And you don't understand what love is until you become a parent yourself and look at your kids. Man, I sacrificed so much for them little motherfuckers. They cost so much money.
Believe me, you ain't gotta explain it to me, cause I know.
Yeah, so that's real love, is to really sacrifice and make sure the people are what they need.
That day, I was coming home from work. Y'all down there on Wayne at the basketball court. And y'all coming home. And y'all get on the bus and see me.
Yeah. Little things.
And y'all you need some money to go down.
I need that permission slip, yeah, so I can play in that in that league.
Yeah.
And that started me playing basketball like on a consistent basis. So I played there, and then we moved to off lake, and then I went to high school and started playing for Cell. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Was the domino of everything.
And then you used to play for that one guy.
Rodney Daddy?
No.
Mike, you talking about the Milestone?
Yeah, Milestone.
Yeah. I mean, that Milestone was dope because that was Bible study. So before we played basketball, every Monday we had to read the Bible. So it's a lot of little things back then now that still stick with me, whether it was Fellowship of Christian Athletes. All them basketball camps that we used to go to was all Bible Christian camps. So we always had to read the Bible, we always had to study, we always had to pray. And though a few of the people who was a part of it is dead now, man, Mike did a lot for us. Lawan is still doing his thing. I don't know, LJ's coming to the house, he got my first tattoo with me. He a tattoo artist now himself. Chris, he a model now, he doing real estate. So a few of us, man, who really was able to rise out the trenches, we really did. I still talk to Brett every now and then, he's still doing good.
Brett?
Yeah. Rodney's he's still living with his mama. He ain't really evolved out of that victimhood mindset. He's still blaming everybody and shit. But it's the ones who want it and the ones who don't, you know? It's either you get up off your ass and you work, or...
I don't know his name, but I know he used to work right there. He used to work at the liquor store.
Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still see him every now and then. He taking care of his kids too. That's one thing I can say about a lot of them dudes that I grew up with is they fathers. You know, you hear a lot about, 80% of black kids grow up without their daddy and 40% of white kids. But I just said the men that I was raised with, that I went to school with, all of them are really making a concerted effort to be a good father. Elliot is a dope ass father. He coaches his son's football team.
Elliot?
Yeah, remember I played basketball with his daddy too, down at that church. That's when you came down there and I scored 33 with that cast on my hand. Used to torch their ass. But no, his son is really good at football. His son is really, really, really nice. He won a bunch of, he got rings all over both hands and a bunch of medals and be in and out of town. His son is dummy nice. I think he's going pro. Already at a young age, man, he's just so talented. He already be playing up at Mizzou. But Elliot was real good. But Elliot, the thing about Elliot is he had his daddy. Like all of the people who are around us who are going the farthest, like Ramon, that I played with, he just finished his overseas career. He played overseas basketball for 13 years. But his daddy died, but he had a bunch of uncles around him. Like all of the men that I know who got out of this environment and became something, they had somebody over them. But if they didn't, they fell victim to the propaganda of the world that you can't do this or you can't become that or you gotta blame somebody. And where attention goes, energy flows. And I tell a lot of people, I never heard you blame nobody for nothing. I never heard Papa K blame nobody. I definitely never heard Elor blame nobody. I talk about how Elor used to make us read the Bible before we could eat at his house. I remember because that was the first year that Shaq had left the Lakers and went to the Heat, and I was super hyped to watch the Lakers and Heat. And Elor turned the damn TV off, stand in the circle, read the Bible. I'm like, what the hell is this? But now all of it's cool, like I said, because man, I have my kids. We pray before we eat, you know. Just trying to
see, that was a lesson learned.
Yeah, just trying to incorporate God into my relationship with my children. Ain't nobody else gonna talk about God to my kids, so it's my job to do it.
Right.
And there's little things I'm learning as I'm growing as a father. I say that's the best part about being a daddy, because I don't know what I'm doing. Every day it's just let's try this shit and see how it goes.
You gotta play it day by day.
Yeah.
I mean, cause anything can happen in a day.
Yeah. And even me having dead kids, I think that made me a much calmer, consoled person. Because when Jay shot,
it makes you feel a hell of a lot stronger and more focused on them kids.
Yeah, for sure. Because when I was young when Jay Sean died, I was 18 when Jay Sean died. I was 22 when Johnny died. And I was 25 when Mama died. And I was such a kid dealing with all that shit, where I didn't even know how to process emotions. I didn't know how to be sad because I had lost children. I didn't want to cry. It was a lot of shit I did not know how to process. But now I can look back and say that was some of the best things that ever happened to me. Because you don't grow from the easy shit, you know?
You grow up from the hard.
Yeah, so to overcome losing my kids, nigga, you know I was a mama's boy.
Sure in the fuck was.
The hell of mama's boy. So to overcome losing her.
If she was living right today, you'll be still the same motherfucker. Oh my God.
She probably be living with all these damn kids. She probably be living with me right now. For real. But just losing her, man, it really taught me to appreciate life that is real and to teach your children early what you learn late. And I pour so much into my kids every damn day. I take life serious now.
Losing your mama made me realize about y'all.
It definitely made me and you a lot closer. We was already close, but it's like weird now. We like, you know what I mean? Like we was already close, but now we got a different type of relationship that I don't think nobody would ever. It ain't just different between a father and a son. It ain't normal.
Shit, I love my son, goddamn it.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I tell my baby all the time, I don't give a fuck. If my son needs something, I gotta pour it out of my motherfucking pocket. He gonna get it.
And I say that's my superpower. That's why I don't care what nobody in the world say or do or how they feel about me, what they think about me. Nigga, my mom and my daddy love me. And my kids love me, so your opinion don't mean shit.
Thank you. Not a motherfucking thing.
Yeah, I'm built different. I know where I come. My grandparents love me. My aunties love me. My cousins love me.
Yeah.
Even regardless of politics, the whole family know I vote for Trump. All that shit. Don't nobody give a fuck. What we look like not talking to each other over politics?
And your sisters love you.
Man.
Hey. Shit.
But the news will make it like we families break up over politics and all that fake shit and that. Not around here, not where we from.
All right. Politics ain't put no goddamn money in our pocket.
Man, look here.
Wow.
Hey, I told y'all he drink beer for breakfast. Thanks for watching this video. I wanted to do this last week on Father's Day, but I was a little under the weather. But I just wanted to share. This is my dad. This is who raised me. This is who put the confidence in me, the fearlessness in me. And as a child, I was scared of him because of domestic violence between him and my mom. But as I got older, I realized that he never hit me. He never yelled at me, never was rude to me. He gave me anything I wanted. And I wanted to give him his flowers as a man because, as we all know, it's a lot of children who never get to meet their father, never get to have great relationships with their father. And I'm just doing my part to show the world that if you did not come from a strong family, make sure a strong family comes from you. And forgive your parents. That's the key to happiness. Benadryl, lay out. I want you to start drinking these two kombuchas. I drink these a lot. It's good for your gut. Yeah. You know, health is wealth, man. Watermelon flavor. But now I talk a lot about you because, you know, even though a lot of the music that I know, the Al Green, the Teddy Pendergrass, the OJs, the Body Woman, that shit didn't come from nobody but you. You know? And I tell my kids that I remember when I was younger, and I used to ask you why you don't listen to like the current music. And you're like, I don't want to hear that shit. Outside of Young Jeezy, that was the only one you would listen to. And now it's like full circle because my kids, you want to listen to new music. I'm like, man, I don't care about that trash. And the more they start liking Jordans, the less I like Jordans. The more they start liking a lot of cultural shit, I get to see how pointless it was. I'm like, damn, this is my daddy was talking about. Who the fuck care about these stupid ass $300 shoes? They don't mean shit.
Your ass used to buy them all goddamn time.
Man, you couldn't pay me to do that now. The kids be going to my closet like, oh, Daddy, I want them shoes when I get bigger. Daddy, I want them. And I'm like, oh, you can have everything of mine already is there. And I just accept it. Because, I mean, that's how we was with you.
Yep.
And then another, like I said, a lot of my life is based off yours, like how I didn't get to be close to my sisters as I wanted to be. That's why I make sure all my kids are so close. I want them all to know each other and hang with each other and have good relationships with each other.
Yep, but you know, that.
But I was able to pull that off, you know what I'm saying? I was able to, you know, be cognizant of what I'm doing. And it just, it's beautiful. Just like yesterday we had that football game and I stopped and bought everybody ice cream. And we came home, we watched the movie Problem Child. Everybody in the front room all together. I try to just maybe once a week, get everybody together and entertain them, ask them what they think and what's going on in their head. And Problem Child, a funny ass movie. We watched that in a while. But I just really try to be everything for them that I can because I take life for real. It don't last forever.
No.
And I don't know when my last day or their last day, anything, but I want it to be full of love and happiness and joy. I don't want it to be, like I remember the last time I was calling Mama, I was calling her to tell her that I was going to get her nails and feet done. It was that Monday, remember? Because Kobe was going to spend the night with y'all, and then you would call me back and tell me to come pick him up. So everything happens the way it's supposed to. And like, even though it may not make sense in the current moment, and that's why I try to teach the kids, whether it's losing a basketball game or whatever it is, it may not make sense now, but you'll be able to look back and understand why you had to go through this to grow.
I was in a panic when I found your mama dead. I went into a straight panic.
The thing is, when you call me though, you seem so calm.
I was in a panic at first time, but I had to be a little bit calm.
Yeah.
I had to be a little bit calm before I just went completely crazy about it.
And I thought about that from different perspectives. Because you know, I had just moved out your apartment. I was sleeping on your front room floor. And Mama didn't want me to move out. But I said, Mom, I'm 25. I'm not about to be sitting on damn daddy's floor. But that was 3 weeks later, so my brain was like, if I was still there, maybe I hear her fall. Maybe I'm getting up to go to the bathroom. Maybe I'm getting up to go play. Remember, 'cause I still got to go play basketball every morning.
Yeah.
I used to drive out. But I can now look at it, man, and say that was one of the greatest things that happened to me. Mama didn't hold me accountable. I think I was 18 with 3 different women pregnant. I don't know if you knew that. When Jalea born right now, Kobe and their mama was pregnant at the time, and there was one other girl that was pregnant at the time. I had 3 chicks pregnant all at the same time when I was 18. Mama knew.
I didn't.
I know, because you would have been mad as a motherfucker. Now, one of them got an abortion, one of them had a miscarriage, and Jalea is still here. But I would have had 3 kids, all the exact same age, due like a week apart from each other. That's what I say, Mama didn't help me accountable. And nothing was my fault. Boy, it's just them girls. She should have said, boy, keep your dick in your pants. You know what I'm saying? You know, she just
like that day, you came down the steps and was sitting there holding your dick.
Yeah.
And it was hurting. And she gonna tell me how you know what's wrong. Well, I said, God damn me, got something. You take his ass to the clinic. Well, I said, his dick hurting.
Yeah.
His dick don't supposed to hurt like that.
Not at all, nigga. That's why it's just the way that the world be promoting these boys to sleep with that girl, sleep with girl. It's like any man who really didn't have the opportunity to have a bunch of girls, you realize that shit don't bring nothing but a headache. It ain't no way, you know what I mean? It's nothing good. You don't become a better person yourself. You don't put no energy. I was so drained. All I did was run around with girls. From the time I was 13 to about 22, 23, that's all I did. Just run around with a bunch of different women. And I've accomplished more during the time when I left all that shit going than I could. I've had a bunch of nice cars, but as far as me growing and caring about myself, my energy was so drained all the time. Because I was, laying with this woman, laying with that woman, laying with that woman. That shit is a cancer. It is not good for you.
It ain't good at all.
Fuck no. It's just a false image of soul to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the best part about my kids, they get to see me in person. They ain't got to guess or speculate or wonder. And I say for me, that's the best part. Is I got to really know my dad. Like, as great as LeBron James is, he don't know his damn daddy. Like that matters. Michael Jordan had to watch. His daddy got murdered, and he won the championship. I'm sure he would have traded that championship to have his daddy back. And if you look at all of the people who get to reach the top of the top, man, Brett Favre had his daddy. Tom Brady had his daddy. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Lonzo and LiAngelo. You name all these players outside of LeBron and Kevin Durant, who had a fuck ton of coaches and mentors and all that, right? And the people who didn't reach the top of the top, man, they had their fathers. They had somebody who set the stage. I tell all my kids, y'all gonna be 10 times greater than me. And you don't get nothing from the external world because it's already inside of you. I couldn't go by dribbling better. I couldn't go by shooting better. I had to practice and practice and practice, and everything is already inside of you because God blesses us with everything we need to be successful. And I'm telling my children that now. If you want to be good at anything, just work at it. And eventually you'll look up and be doing it and not even realize it.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. They born with it.
100%.
No, because your grandpa, Sonny, had a chance to a full scholarship to go to Kansas.
I wish they would have got to meet him. I really liked him. When he was a kid, he used to shadow box me and punch me and shit. I didn't like that, but now he was just toughing me up for the world.
And but what I'm saying, when Will Chamberlain was at Kansas, he had a chance to go and play too. Your grandpa can play. He can play some ball.
I'll bust his ass.
Okay.
I be telling my kids, hey, the day y'all beat me, y'all gonna earn it, because I ain't ever giving that shit up. I ain't ever just letting y'all win. But I will say, man, I get so much joy out of watching them play. Like coaching them yesterday, coaching them football, going out in the huddle and drawing up them plays, and then watching them execute, and then watching them make mistakes, and me being able to all right, keep your head, you fucked up right there, let's get back in. That was probably better than watching them execute, because before Kobe threw that game-winning touchdown, he had another opportunity, and he threw it low, and it was almost picked off, but they dropped it.
They dropped it.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, boy, if we ever in the end zone, throw that shit high. So it's up here or it's no. But if you throw it low, it's too many hands.
It's too many hands to grab it.
Yeah, but realizing that was his first time in life playing quarterback in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean,
because you know how much of their life I missed with them, their mama moving them to Memphis and Texas, so they never really got to be up running. So watching what they've become in the 2 years, the basketball players they become, the soccer players, the football players, like I said, man, having somebody who was out there with you, it changes your reality. And like I said, watching little Jace get that interception in the end zone, man, you should have saw his little happy. JJ out there deflecting passes, doing all this. It's different, man, because you used to babysit them kids, so we don't all watch them grow up together and becoming little men.
Yeah, because at one time they used to be with me 24/7.
Yeah. And that's another thing, like, the world talk about, like, not having dad. My daddy used to babysit my kids while I went to work, just as a man, you get placed. I never would have thought in a million years when I started having kids, the baby mama, all right, here, you take care of it. That ain't normally happen. But I made it work. Always.
Yeah.
Always have money for daycare. That's why when the world, like, you shouldn't have, criticizing men who work a 9 to 5 is stupid. Because my 9 to 5, it done got my kids on sports teams, they done paid their daycare, they done paid their field trips, they done paid for private school tuition.
And when they was little, goddamn it said, hell, you ain't have to pay for no goddamn daycare.
Man.
Because your daddy was a daycare.
Yeah, for sure. That man, like, God bless him. That was one of the things about Mama when Mama passed away. I lost a babysitter. Outside of losing, my mama, that was, TT and Leah went to her every weekend.
Yeah.
A lot would be different with TT if Mama's still alive. Cause she's still
Hell
alive.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's just learning, like, family is important. But I ain't gonna keep you too much. It's almost 8 o'clock. I'm sure my kids are probably like, where the hell my daddy at? So this video gonna be on YouTube later on today, and I'll send it to you so you can watch it. Like I said, man, my whole purpose is to give you your flowers. The whole world tries to criticize black men. You shouldn't be this and you shouldn't be that and you can't say that. And nigga, I come from my daddy, so fuck you. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you feel.
Who gives a fuck?
Man, and it just ain't enough people who say that. Be the best version of yourself. Ignore this lame ass world. We try to put you in a box.
And you ain't just supposed to heard that from me today. Yeah. What I always say, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but that's how it was. Like I said, that was everybody. That was you. That was Uncle Ben. That was Uncle Dwayne. That was Uncle Johnny. That was Papa Sonny. That was Papa Cade. I was raised around a lot of men. Like I said, remember I used to be working on cars, and I was just outside. Now a lot of these boys, they raised around all women. That's why they all soft and crybabies and shit. I'm not near having my sons be no fucking punk.
No, because you know what? You damn right, because me and your Uncle Ben used to work on cars all the fucking time. Man. And y'all ass be running around there.
Remember when I was at Uncle Ben's house and me and them kids were throwing rocks, I got hit in the head and I was bleeding? What you wouldn't know is when I got up, when I got hit with the rock and I fell, I got up laughing. I was fucking playing. I was laughing until I started seeing blood come down my face, and that's when I started crying. But additionally, getting hit and falling back and going black, it wasn't that big a deal. A lot of stuff ain't that big a deal. It's just how the people around you respond to it. It throws you off. And because I'm learning that, my kids fall, I'm not about to, oh my God, get your ass up, let's keep going. One monkey don't stop no show, it's all right.
That's the way y'all are.
100%. And it's brought me where I am today. Like I said, man, it's just giving you your flowers. This video, my kids gonna be able to see this video when they 30, 40 years old. I wish I'd have recorded more content with Mom. It ain't we never had family pictures and shit because we didn't have a car. There's a lot of things we didn't get to do as a family. And that's why it's like bittersweet, because the world, we don't have no pictures, we don't have no images, we don't have no videos, but I know in my heart like how close we was as a family. Like how much we did everything together, and everything was based around us. And even when we had to eat, chicken for dinner, put that shit in the cooler and eat cold chicken in the morning, like we still ate, regardless. Like we talked about yesterday, there's a bunch of times that you and Mama didn't eat, so me and Brandon could. And just being able for your parents to sacrifice for you. Now I'm just raising my kids on the next level. It's a relay race type shit. And you got me and my brother so far, and now I'm getting my kids to the next level, and I'm gonna hand this to them, and it's up to them to get their kids to the next level.
I only get you and your brother so far. I got your sister so far too.
Yeah. And so that's how it is, man. It's just everything is a stepping stone. It's not comparing your life to the next man or what they got or what LeBron got or what Kevin Durant got. It ain't or what the white man got. It's about you and your family, getting your family to a better spot.
Them motherfuckers ain't finna do shit for you.
Man.
So, why you gonna speculate like that? Because see, that's what the fuck I say.
And as long as you doing something for your family and showing them how to work, it'll pay off.
Cause believe me, I done got killed this month for giving out money. Everybody's birthday this month. Even before this month. See.
Yeah, June a busy month for sure. August is too. Really, I just got JJ and Kobe in August. You got JJ, Brandon, and Kobe. I don't know Brandon's kid's birthday in August either.
I don't know because I ain't got no communication with Brandon.
He'll come around eventually, and that's why I talk about, forgiving your parents, because Brandon still got a lot of anger towards you and Mama, so he out blaming the world. Run around saying everybody's problem is because of this, because of that. And the minute Brandon learned to look in his mirror and see he don't have a relationship with his children because of him, he don't have a relationship with his family because of him, he losing a lot of his friends because of him, I think that's when he'll come around. But man, we live in a world where you don't have to look at yourself. You can leave, when you take a shower and the mirror be foggy as fuck. That's how Brandon's mirror is right now. So he can't see himself. He don't know he caused none of his own bullshit. There's too much fog on it. But once he start wiping that mirror off, he's like, damn, I'm the cause of all this shit.
Oh.
Because I had to learn that about myself. When I was like, man, she tripping and she showing up at my house and she calling my phone 40 times a row. Nigga, you fucking all of them. What you think? You think they just gonna let you sleep with them and not want nothing in return? No matter how honest you are, everybody gonna agree with something until feelings get involved. And once you mature and learn that, you gotta operate different.
Right.
And that's all I done learned. I don't want to play games with nobody.
Cause it ain't gonna be the same.
Man, look here.
I don't give a fuck how you chalk it up. Alright. It ain't gonna be the same.
And I'm probably gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody who watched this video. Like I said, my family don't care about politics. That shit is fake. Everything you see on TV is fake about black families. Well, at least my family, anyway.
When y'all get ready to throw us some goddamn money, then I'll figure it out. That ain't fake, goddamn it.
Right now, even though that's the thing, even with politics, is they'll throw you some money to sell your soul. That's why Lyndon Baines Johnson said, I'm gonna have these niggas voting Democrats the next 20 years. And how most niggas still vote? Democrats. But the thing is, you don't see no fucking Republican around here. Ain't nothing. Even that lady who got an office over there, Melissa Robinson or whatever, she ain't worth shit. All these people, Mayor Quentin Lucas, he ain't worth shit. These motherfuckers.
And boo, this is what I say. I don't give a fuck who in office. Cause the same shit gonna happen every goddamn day, alright?
Yeah, it's all a big game. And once you realize the game, that's when you can step away from it.
Fuck it. Cause they ain't finna do nothing for me.
Not around here. Man, the way these young kids keep killing
Hey,
themselves.
baby. I'm doing just fine.
Shining. Where water I bought you?
I put it in the ice water.
Make sure you drink it, nigga. You done had 2 beers this morning, so you gotta follow up that with water before you have a 3rd one.
Okay.
I'm about to get out of here.
I need to go around to the store.
I need to take you to the store?
Yep.
What we getting? You said some rolling papers?
Yep.
Gotcha. I gotta get some gas anyway, so that's cool.
There ain't no filling station. Unless you want to go to the store.
It's a filling station right across from where Woody's is. They don't,
we can go up there.
yeah, I just got some gas in the car. Alright, well, thanks for everybody for watching this video. I gotta take my daddy to the store to get some rolling paper so he can get high. Appreciate you. Have a super mega awesome day. And call your parents and tell them you love them. Call your mom and call your daddy. Call everybody and tell them you love them. We out of here. Peace.
Oh my goodness.